Tell me about how did you find the junk removal industry? Like, how did you, come about starting the business and all?
So I kind of mentioned I didn't really tie in my construction with why I started SEO for home service businesses, but that was why I chose home service because of my construction background. But didn't really know junk removal as a service really until early 2021. A local junk removal company reached out, knew that I did SEO. They'd seen me at the Chamber of Commerce meetings and whatnot, and they said, hey, what can you do for us? I'd like to get my website redone and get some SEO. And I think at the time I quoted him like 1K for his website and like 750 a month for SEO, which is like so low now. But he was like, that's way too expensive and that's never going to work. And I'm going to go find someone else. But it triggered something in me. I was like, this is a really cool industry. So I did more research. I'd done the research and kind of getting to know his business and quote him that. And Ryan and I, my friend from university at the time, well, we're still friends, but we looked at each other at the time, and we were like, I think we could dominate this market, absolutely dominate it, and take it over. So we invested in a trailer, got insurance, and then the rest is history. Got a website up. I think we had like a 50-page website within the first month and a half or so. I started doing a mini local podcast to connect with business owners. I did giveaways on Facebook. We just went all out, and I was in the groups a lot, actually asking questions. And so that's how I got to know a lot of the people that have helped us along the way, become clients. Was me asking questions, and then I started giving back when I started learning things that were working for us. And that's how junk removal became one of the top niches that we serve now. Is junk removal, and before it was like paving and roofing and stuff like that. But I just love junk removal. It's a blast.
Have you always considered yourself an entrepreneur?
I don't know if I mean, looking back, I think I always had that inclination. I mean, I was buying. I think the first thing that I really did on a large scale was I found these RFID Visa card covers that would keep people from like being able to scan your card number or whatever as they walked by. I bought them for like 5 cents a piece. I bought like 500 of them, and then I sold them to everybody in our church and at work and everything. When I was like in eighth grade, I think I sold them for like $20 a piece or $10. It was like some ridiculous profit margin. I don't think it was $20 a piece. It might have been five. I actually don't remember how much I sold them for, but it's some ridiculous profit margin. And I was like, this is amazing. I can make anything I want. So I think it definitely ran in me. I think my dad kind of had that run in him as well. We had started making bowls out of wood, like wood turning with a lathe, and selling them at like tourist attractions around here when I was pretty young. So yeah, I think it's always kind of ran in my blood a little bit.
So you would say digital marketing, is that kind of like your bread and butter? Because it seems like that's where you started off 2019 before you actually got a junk removal company. Is that correct?
It is, yeah, and it's continued to be my focus. That's why I said, Ryan, you take the junk removal company. I need to. We had clients when we started the junk removal company in the agency, and I wasn't gonna divert my attention from people that were paying me to help their business. And I think that there's a play long term. I want to grow this to be something a lot bigger than it is now, and we're a lot bigger now than we were 2 years ago. So I want to keep that trend going and keep that in the focus for at least the next 5 years.
How important is SEO in the junk removal business on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest?
I love this question. I think I'm going to step back and I'm going to sidestep your question a bit and then come back to it. I think that any platform that you go all in on is going to serve you very well. We've got PJ over in I forget. I think it's Sonora County. He's crushing it on Facebook. He's always doing giveaways. He's doing networking, and he's kind of matching it up all around social media. I've seen people do extremely well with yard signs because they're super consistent at it. I've seen people do really, really well with just in-person networking. I've seen people do incredibly well by just serving all their existing client base super well, and then harvesting referrals from that client base. I've seen people crush it with SEO and digital marketing. I think anything that you do, if you do it all in, no, plan B, you watch what you're doing, you see what's working, you do more of it, that will serve you extremely well. For me, I know SEO really well. So I any business that I would start as a service business, I would make that a really high priority for myself, because I think that you can become a massive, you can look like a massive, well established business online really quickly, and people are going to think you've been around forever. You can get reviews really quickly. You can, build out your website really nicely. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do I think it is? I would rank it up around like 8 or 9 personally.
And you said your friend was killing it on Facebook. What do you mean by killing it? Is it with the ads, or is it just regular posts in the groups and all?
So PJ Hickenbottom, I think I'm saying his last name right. He's in the groups quite a lot, and he has basically done something. We were doing this a little bit when I was running the marketing for our junk removal company. But you basically, one of the things that we did, and I believe he's done this too, is he'll take items that he finds on the jobs and give them away. And basically, like, hey, drop a number between 1 and 500, and he pops this on his business page and then shares that into the groups, and has people drop the numbers in the buy and sell groups, discussion groups locally, so on and so forth. It's a fantastic way to get people talking about you. Every time someone comments, it pops your post back up to the top of the discussion feed in these buy and sell groups. And then even if someone doesn't want that thing, they're going to see you all the time in the groups. When they think of junk removal, they're going to think of you. That's one method. I know that he's sponsored different events locally where he has been, a sponsor. He's brought restaurants together and he's sponsored like bashes there. He's, sponsored them by purchasing gift cards and giving them away. He's just really active at engaging with the community through social media and bringing in other business owners and business types that complement what he's doing, whether it's a restaurant, because everybody loves restaurants, whether it's, some other festival or bar or whatever. He's just done a really good job at that. I'd recommend everybody follow what he's doing. But the gift card giveaways, giving away stuff that you find on jobs, those are two things that anybody can do right now, today. I've got a blog post on the giveaway method, even with some ways to reach out to realtors. I'm happy to drop that for anybody, but it's right along the same lines as what PJ's doing. So yeah, Kevin said that they're a great guy. He's coming to the Junk Expo as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Can't wait to see him there. And for you guys that don't know about it, unfortunately, it's sold out already, but October 25th, going down in Rohnert Park, California. Sonoma Strong has put together this great junk expo. They got all the top guys in the industry. They're going to be sharing all their knowledge. Kevin Hess will be one of them. Lewis as well. We got Andrew Thompson. We got everybody. The who's who of the junk removal companies will be there. So
It's gonna be fun.
definitely
Yeah,
a great.
I'm actually not making it this time, unfortunately, just due to family stuff. But it's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm disappointed that you're not going to be there. I really thought you were going to be there. I was waiting to hear
yeah,
from you.
yeah.
So,
No, it's unfortunately couldn't make it this time, but there'll be a time for sure.
what is your thoughts on like Google ads, Facebook ads, and what should like a junk removal company? How much should they be spending on the average with that?
Ads are tricky. The ad like over the last 3 4 years, ads have become way more expensive, way more competitive. I think you need to be in the right spot and you need to be tracking your numbers and really have a good sales process to make ads work. We've run ads for some people. Some of them crush it. Some of them, they just don't either get to the leads fast enough, they're not spending enough to make it worth it, or it's just, an oversaturated market. So that's my take on Google ads. I think Google ads, the lead quality is typically someone who is looking for the job because they went on Google, they searched it, and they clicked into your ad. Facebook ads, on the other hand, can grow your engagement and exposure with people that don't even know about you, or aren't necessarily searching for junk removal at the time. You can build that brand, you can build that exposure. My favorite way of running ads personally is to be really good about posting organically on your business page. And then you take 1 or 2 of the best performing posts every week and you boost them locally. You can, it's gotten better with boosting over time. You can choose your audience, you can choose your actual location that you want to show the ad, but you maybe put it up for 2 weeks for $50 to $100. And every week you do this, you choose 1 or 2 posts. So you always have a new post that's got some ad money running behind it. And you've already tested that post. I would recommend people be posting at least once a day on their business page, but you've tested that post because you can see which post that week performed the best organically. So you're putting money behind the one that's already performing the best for that week. So you constantly have this rolling Rolodex of 1 or 2 or 3 ads live at all times. that are going out, more new people are seeing it. They're, it's keeping your name and your brand in front of them all the time.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut asked the question, but you kind of summed it up in there. Is junk removal marketing becoming oversaturated?
I
And the
think junk removal. I can follow up a little bit more there. Um, Junk removal is still a really young industry. I think that soon the men will be separated from the boys and the girls and the women. But they're junk removal, if you look at it compared to roofing, I was pretty big in roofing and asphalt before. We still have some clients in there, but roofing is a cutthroat market. HVAC and plumbing, those are tough markets, and we see people complaining about it in junk removal. But you get into those markets and you got to get creative. And I think junk removal is still very young, and it's getting to the point where now you really have to be creative to stand out in your market, whether it's on social media, whether it's SEO, whether it's how you do ads. Um, is it becoming oversaturated? No, I think it's getting more common and popular, which is actually a really good thing for those people that are starting or still doing junk removal, because more and more people know it as a service. People rag on 1-800-junk, but 1-800-junk paved the way for everybody to even know what the heck junk removal was. No one knew what junk removal was. They're running ads all the time showing people what junk removal is to your benefit. So is it becoming oversaturated? No, I think that's a victim and a scarcity mindset. I think that people are becoming more and more aware of it as a thing that you can do as a job and as a service that you can hire. And we should take advantage of both. We should collaborate with our competitors. We should, take advantage of the fact that people know what junk removal is and market harder and more strategically.
When would you say is the right time for a junk removal business? Say they just first started off and all. Do they jump right into SEO right away, or do they wait some time? When is the right time for them to get started SEO wise?
Love that question. Cameron and I have been talking about that a lot this week, actually, because he's on sales calls, and a lot of times they're consults. Not it's not like, hey, give us our money. It's like, hey, I don't think you're ready right now because of this, and this. Here's some stuff you should do now. I don't think when someone's just starting out, the SEO hiring an agency is the best route to go. If it was me starting a business of my own, I would jump right into SEO because I have the knowledge. That being said, there are things that you can do on your own for SEO. You can go join the chambers of commerce. That's a double whammy. Both digitally, you get an excellent backlink, and physically, you get the in-person networking. You can set up all your social media accounts, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your YouTube, so on and so forth, and start becoming active on those. Link them back to your Google Business profile, which you've set up and optimized. Get a basic website. At the very least, purchase your domain, get a one-page website up there, list the services, list the areas that you operate in, get something going. It doesn't have to be the world's best website, but get something going, start becoming active and networking in person, and that physical networking, and then you can do digital networking as well, like I said, with the chambers, getting on directories, so on and so forth. So there's always things that people can be doing. You can start writing your own service pages, adding pages for each service that you offer, each location that you serve. There's a lot of tools out there. AI is making a lot of things a lot more accessible. We're looking at building out trainings. We have some already, but trainings that like help people walk through that point. And then for us anyway, when it makes sense for someone to come on is like the 15 to 20K mark is when it really makes sense. You've proven that you can do the business. You've proven that, you've got that fire burning already. And now we're just putting fuel on the fire. You're not counting on us as an agency to save you. You've proven you're a hunter. We're just going to help you find more things to hunt. But when it comes to someone who's just starting out, they've got to prove themselves, and they've got to put in the work. You've got to grind and make it happen, and then prove that this is a viable thing for you. Get some income coming in, get some buffer set up, and then jump into SEO, because you're not going to see results instantly with SEO. Is it one of the most effective things long term? Yes, but you need to set it up strategically and make sure that you're putting those puzzle pieces in place in the right chronological order.
Now, when you say 15 to 20K, do you mean gross or your net in your pocket?
Gross is typically a pretty average. We're not the cheapest SEO packages out there. We're starting to have some lower packages that we'll offer because we fine-tuned the way we deliver those. So that number is going to come down a little bit. It'll probably be like 5 to 10 with some of our lower packages, because we've got pretty dialed in how we can help people with some of those little things that they can be doing. But our full service starts at a price that it makes sense to be at a little bit more established and really already got the fire burning. We then come in and just pour some gas on the fire.